continue. All right, Lois, you will be live.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry for the delay. I did want to just back up. If you missed yesterday's meeting with Guaranteed Rate, we covered a lot of the issues that we have in lending right now and mortgage. And I want to just make sure, if you weren't on that call, we don't want to lose any of the deals that you've got opportunities for. First of all, if you've got any in place and the financing's falling apart, there's a lot of things going on right now. There's rumors that you can't get a jumbo loan, that it's just, it can't happen. Commitment letters are out there that lenders can't even finish the deals on. A lot of things are happening. I will tell you that there is money out there. Right now, we have sources where we can get jumbos in the 3s. So do not let any of your deals fall apart. We have FHA, conventionals. If you have any challenges with anything, I want you to call Ford, me, or Don Bledsoe, and let us get personally involved to get those deals back together for you. So that's just one thing I wanted to hit on before we turn it back over. So we have to keep the money coming in. You're doing the right things about talking to your sphere and your customers right now. You wrote 89 new deals in the last 12 days. So there's a lot of things that you're saying right in the marketplace, and you're doing it better than 99% of the agents in the state. So kudos to you on that. But we need to keep the money coming in off of our real business. But now we're going to turn it over to Steve, because we all know we need some help. So with the small business, with the CARES Relief Act and the small business loans, the paycheck protection, unemployment benefits for independent contractors now with the extra $600 a week, 39 weeks, all that stuff is a real opportunity for Steve Kurland to take us through it a little bit slower and then give us a Q&A. Erica will be reading off your questions as you type them into chat, and then I'll wrap it up at the end. Okay, so Steve.
Steve, please dial *6 to unmute your phone.
Hello, everybody. Can you all hear me?
You're on.
Hello?
Yes,
okay,
we can
great.
hear you.
Okay, great. Thank you. So good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is safe. Thank you, Lois and Erica, for having me on for this meeting. I'm sorry that I couldn't get in there visually, but at least I can get there verbally. What I'm going to do is go over the CARES Act, and Erica's going to take some questions, as Lois said. So, Erica, you have the sheet up that I sent over to you? Somebody
Yes,
could let me know that. Okay, great. Thank you. So the CARES Act, on the first page, we're going to go over the first line item is they're passing out one-time direct payments of up to $1,200 for individuals, as well as $2,400 for couples, with $500 added for every child. So if you have a family of 4, right, that'll represent approximately $3,400. Based on your 2019 tax returns, if you filed them already. If not, it'll be based on the 2018 tax returns. Now, there are some caveats with that. The benefit starts phasing out if you're a single person and you made above $75,000, and that's adjusted gross income, $75,000, and $150,000 for couples. And it goes away completely if you've made more than $99,000 adjusted gross income. So adjusted gross and $198,000 for couples. So adjusted gross income would be your if you're a sole proprietor, it'd be your 1099 minus your expenses, minus any other adjustments for putting money into a retirement plan, that sort of thing. So that's adjusted gross income on your Schedule 1 for your 1044. So if you do qualify for that, if you have a direct connection to the IRS, in other words, if you have already, for whatever reason, given the IRS your bank account information, then your money might be in there already. It might be on its way shortly, but if you haven't and you're waiting for a check, then the check will actually come either starting this week and into next week. So I can tell you I haven't received my check yet. So I know the checks are coming and want to let everybody know about that. Also, reemployment insurance, which is also known as unemployment insurance, as we typically call it out in the field. They're adding a $600 per week up to 4 months on top of what you typically would normally receive. And yes, it was expanded to self-employed people and independent contractors. So for everybody on this phone that's a realtor that's getting a 1099, that would be you. So if you haven't, if your business has been affected by this virus because you cannot show homes, or you have some sort of medical illness, where medical pre-existing condition where you don't want to risk going out and showing homes and being part of that, then you would be eligible to go online at floridajobs.org and fill out an application for unemployment. As you can imagine, that floridajobs.org website is extremely busy, and there have been a lot of problems with it breaking down or not working properly. So what I would suggest doing is doing it very early in the morning or very late at night, or just waiting another week or so. Now, all the unemployment is done through the state, even though the federal government is boosting the unemployment insurance by giving money to the states. It is actually a state function. So the state of Florida hasn't changed their form at all. So when you fill out the form, it's going to be a little more, it's going to be set up really if you're a W-2 employee. Well, you have to kind of work through it and basically put in comments that you're an independent contractor and fill out the form and get it submitted. The earlier you do that, the sooner you'll get any kind of benefits. In addition to that, if anybody here files as an S corporation and does have a W-2 or has employees, there's some extra advantages in the CARE Act plan. It's called the PPP. So this part right here, the $350 billion loan, if you've heard of the PPP. So it's a payroll. It's basically a payroll relief type of fund. And the recommendation is really to contact your bank that you have a relationship with. Now, JP Morgan Chase or Wells Fargo has been a little bit lagging, and Bank of America has not really done a good job early on. The banks have done a better job if you have a relationship with a community bank that does SBA loans. Those are the ones typically that are doing better in getting these applications filed and approved. I submitted mine back on April 4th, and I already got approved. I haven't seen the money yet. I'm waiting for an email to come in for the final documents. But my bank actually got rolling. I use a regional bank rather than one of the big banks. So there's $350 billion in loans that they're allowing. There's about $220 billion that they say they've already approved. They're going to probably run out of money, and basically something you should try to do as soon as possible. There is some rumbling that they're trying to work on getting more money into this type of PPP so that employers that have not actually filed yet or are in the process of filing will be covered. So what you do is you typically take your salary, wages, benefits, including any kind of rent, utilities, that sort of thing. If you're offering health insurance for your employees, for example, that actually gets included as part of the payroll. And that's so it's a payroll times payroll cost, which would be health insurance, be included, times 2.5 is the amount you're eligible for. If you do have any questions, I would definitely contact the bank that you're actually submitting the loan with. It's capped at $100,000 annual basis for each employee. So that's the salary that each employee could have. Now, this also includes you as the owner. It's your salary as well. So it's not only the employee's salary, but it's your salary as well. So keep that in mind. Now, in addition to that, you can also apply at the same time a disaster relief forgivable loan of up to $10,000. If you get approved for both, they're going to take the $10,000. Basically, then you can't get both. So basically, they're going to remove one versus the other type of thing. So if your amount is more than the $10,000, obviously do the PPP, but you can actually apply for both. So there's a disaster relief forgivable loan up to $10,000. Again, that is through your local bank. So these are two different things for corporations, S-corps. In addition to that, there's going to be some tax credit for retaining employees, worth up to 50% of wages paid during the crisis for a business that suspend their operations. Now, real estate agents, you're not forced to suspend your operations, so it doesn't apply. But if you do know anybody else that is relevant in the situation where they had to close their business up, then you might want to let them know that if they keep their employees going, there will be some tax credit because they were forced to suspend their business. Group health insurance, we'll go into the next page, Erica.
Got it.
On the group health insurance plans, insurance providers will cover preventive services related to the coronavirus without cost sharing. So there's no co-pays or deductibles if you get tested for the coronavirus. So that's also part of the CARES Act plan. If you're, again, another S-corp, they potentially will delay payroll tax for employers, requiring half of the deferred tax to be paid at the end of 2021 and the other at the end of 2022. So that would reduce the amount of payroll out of pocket because you won't be paying for the payroll tax, and they're going to be delaying that. Now, I haven't seen that yet from my payroll provider, but that's supposed to be coming. As a sole proprietor, you can also apply for that PPP loan starting April 10th, which has been passed. So again, if you're a sole proprietor, 1099 only, and not an S-corp, then you can apply for those loans starting April 10th. Some other benefits of the CARES Act include the ability for you to withdraw from your IRA without penalty up to $100,000. So if you're under the age of 59 and a half, okay, so if you're under the age of 59 and a half and you take money out of your IRA, there is no 10% penalty applied if you do it this year. So to withdraw some IRAs without penalty up to $100,000. Now you will have to pay taxes on that money. So the way to avoid that is if you just need to take a temporary money out of your IRA, you could take money out of your IRA and then put it back in within 60 calendar days. You will not have to pay penalty or the taxes on it. But if you keep the money out after the 60-day period, okay, then you will have to pay taxes on it in 2021 for 2020 taxes. So that also could help out. If you have an IRA with me at all and you want some more information on that, I'll be glad to assist you how to go about doing that. For any of those who have been past the age of 70 and a half and we're taking required minimum distributions, which is what an RMD stands for, required minimum distribution, out of their IRA, the CARES Act is waiving that requirement to take the money out in 2020. You can still take it out and pay taxes on it, but you don't have to take it out this year if you don't want to take it out. That's for taking money out of an IRA, SEP IRA, or a regular traditional IRA. For all those that actually are an S corporation, might have their own 401k plan or solo 401k plan, you can typically in the past be able to borrow $50,000 or 50% of your whatever you have in that plan. And the CARES Act is actually allowing you to borrow up to $100,000 or 100% of the plan, whichever is a smaller amount. So keep that in mind. So that's kind of the option. If you do have a 401k set up for your S corporation, okay, you have the ability to do that. Okay, so there's some question about filing unemployment for realtors. The Florida Disaster Declaration approved was on March 25th, 2020. The President Donald Trump has approved a major disaster declaration for Florida due to the coronavirus. So that was for Florida, and that's why you can actually go on and you can actually get to, if we go back to that first page, okay, there's two items here, that disaster relief forgivable loan up to $10,000, and also for self-employed people and independent contractors to apply for unemployment. Okay, it's one of the main reasons why you can do that is because we're considered a disaster area. Okay, last page, Erica.
You got it.
Okay. So in addition to that, outside of the CARES Act, there's two key things I wanted to bring up. If you were considering getting any kind of life insurance or disability, and I've been getting a lot of calls on it because of obviously the virus has a mortality rate that we're not used to, and there's no vaccine at this point in time. If you have life insurance, if you're interested in life insurance or disability, the insurance companies have waived any requirement for a medical exam for disability or life insurance during this pandemic situation. They will still take a medical, all the life insurance and disability. Life insurance is typically done over the phone anyway for the application, and you'll get a phone call reviewing health questions. And then if there's any questions where they want further information, they will contact your doctors and ask for your records. So there'll be no paramedic exams during the situation. They just don't want people going to people's houses at this point in time, nurses. And plus the fact that those people are probably needed in hospitals and other medical places. So I just thought you might want to know that. If you're interested in getting more information about life insurance and disability, my number's on there, my email's on there. Feel free to give me a call or send me an email and I'll give you a call back. And I can send you some illustrations on either. And that's all I have for you for now. Thank you again. And Erica, do you have any questions that have come up?
I am looking right now. Let me see. Publish. Okay, I have an agent, Ronnie Singer, saying impossible to complete the application and the applications are not geared towards 1099 workers. Is there supposed to be a different form?
So, the Florida has not actually updated the form yet to show as self-employment. So what I would suggest doing is, if you want to, we can go over the form together and kind of help you work you through it. But basically, there's not another form right now. And when they ask to put some numbers down, you have to do your best guess. So what they may ask for is last year's taxes or the year before taxes to show that you showed some income, and that's what you potentially could provide. So what I would suggest doing is give me a call, and I can actually kind of help you work your way through it. But you would have to use the current form because Florida has not updated the form as of yet.
Thank you. I have one other question from Christopher Martin, another agent here. Any advice for S Corporation, PA, looking for PPP, banks with Wells Fargo, and they're out of stop, no help on the phone, and branches are closed?
So the only thing I can suggest is, yes, I understand. Wells Fargo is probably the worst. There's a company called that I talked to another client of mine that's dealing with the same thing. And there's a company called, I'll come up with it, Cabbage. And let's see if I can get the right spelling for it. Let's see. Everybody knows the bank. There's an online bank called Cabbage. I don't have it right now. I think it's with a K, K-A-B-B-A-G-E. And they are actually doing some PPP loans as well. But here's another idea. If you have a local bank, okay, and you don't currently have a relationship with them, go open up a business account with them. Once you open the business account, then you can call in and say, hey, I have a business account with you, and I want to do a PPP with them. Okay? That's what I would suggest doing. I'm not sure you have to put a lot of money in that business account, but I would recommend you do a local bank. Now, the bank I use was Seacoast. They do a lot of SBA. So if you have a local Seacoast branch in the area, go open up a bank account or go online. I think you can open up a business account with them online, and then go online and there's a SBA contact us, and you just put your information in. They'll call you back, and they'll help you with that loan, being that you're a client of Seacoast. but you might have to go open up a local bank account. I know Wells Fargo has been waiting for the regulators to make some changes to then do something, and it's been very difficult, if impossible, actually, to get any help out of Wells Fargo for a PPP loan. So that would be my recommendation, is open up a small business account with a local bank. Seacoast, I know, is an expert at SBA loans. They pretty much got mine approved in 3 days. So just wanted to let you know. That's all I have for that. That's a good question, though.
Perfect. Yes, the recording is being, or this presentation is being recorded for all agents. Once we are done, it will be sent out to all agents. As of right now, I have no new questions.
Okay.
So, Steve, thank you so much. I'm going to have Lois come back in.
Okay. I just wanted to thank everybody for attending. And if you have any questions, my information was put up there by Erica. Please feel free to give me a call, and everybody be safe and take care of yourselves. Looking forward to seeing you in a real sales meeting in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. So appreciate it. So Congress comes back on the 20th, and they are looking at a phase 4 relief, looking at possible highway infrastructure projects, more funding for paycheck protection, possibly further benefits on the 1031 tax exchange, and possibly industry forbearance so they don't lock up the mortgage market. So just remember, you're the client's trusted advisor, and it's even more important right now in these trying times, especially as we're trying to keep these deals together. They're even more complicated if they're financed. You need to sharpen your skills and ask questions. And please, even though people tell you things, ask questions, trust but verify. You need to be telling your clients, if they're being quoted something, anybody can tell them anything as a rate. It needs to be put in writing. You need them to lock it in, and to get extensions, you need to take care of them and be their trusted advisor. So the mortgage market rates are highly volatile. So we need to make sure that we are prepping them. They need to get it in writing. If they hear it's a good rate, get it in writing. We don't want them being promised something and they think they can afford something, and we get down to closing and it's all blowing up. There's companies in our market that simply cannot close some of the loans, even where there's commitment letters out there. That the market is changing, but there is money out there so we can fix it. So again, I want to say, please call me if anything is falling apart or you have an opportunity to put a deal back together. I want to be proactive in putting every deal back together. Now let's talk about finding more deals. So I know Andre has committed to our agents. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Erica, but it's tomorrow at 10 a.m. that Andre will be leading a special class on generating leads through social media. Correct?
That is correct.
Perfect. We're looking forward to it. I'm on it that day as well. And then if you have not reached out to your sphere, your buyers, your sellers, Ryan Gorman is going to do the State of the Real Estate Union address, and that's tomorrow at 4 p.m. I would expect we should be having multi-millions of people on that live event. So I would expect every agent on it, and I would expect every buyer, seller, and everybody that you know invited to that. I think it will give us peace and assurance and direction for our industry, and it will pay off dividends as we move forward through this and get back to our new normal. So, Andre,
Yes.
I love having you here today. Thank you so much. Do you have any parting words before we say goodbye? And I want to thank everybody that popped back in for a second invite, for your patience with us as we all learn this new technology. And you know, I'm not techie, so thank you everybody for being so patient with all of us. But Andre, I'll turn it over to you, and then we're going to see you tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Absolutely. So I'll do another plug about tomorrow, 10 a.m. for the social media. So take this time now to go ahead and get your database straight, get your InTouch CRM all in proper groups. So once we do get out of this, we're going to get out of this, and it's going to be, we're going to come out strong on our other end. So let's take this time to just get prepared for that. So let's get prepared. Let's go ahead and start, utilizing this social media. I know a lot of agents are used to doing business a certain way, but things are changing. So let's take this opportunity to really grow with the changes here. So I'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. And if you have any questions at all or have any issues with your CRM, your InTouch, please reach out to me. I'm here to help you and support you.
Thank you, Andre.
You're welcome.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day.
All right. See y'all later.
Bye.